Okay, so I'm gonna do an update. I'm gonna start doing a daily blog regarding this Scofield versus Guillard case and situation because I'm looking at these videos. Some of these videos, honestly, I don't really watch them all the way through, but they aren't giving out the best information, and they don't have the most updated information. So anyway, the situation that we're in now is we're in the discovery phase, which is supposed to be the phase where, we get to the truth. But here's the issue. Scofield and her attorneys don't want to get to the truth. They just want to continue these lies. The lie that I made stuff up regarding Scofield and that I lied. What did they say? Made false statements knowing they are false. They want to continue these lies that she's innocent and that I just made this stuff up for no reason. Like, who would do that? Maybe there are people out in the world who would, but that's not what happened. I received I did a tarot reading regarding the murder. I used my gifts, my spiritual gifts, and that's what came out. My information regarding Scofield being ordering the murder of the four University of Idaho students came that way. It had nothing to do with, I don't even know her. Why would I just make up something about a random stranger? But because I'm who I am and she's who she is, people just wanted to simply believe it. One, because they're demonic, and whenever you speak on spirituality, their demons just come out. So anyway, the issue that I'm having now is that the courts are complicit with what Scofield has going on. So I feel like the judge has done something fraudulent. Here's the thing, either he's like just trying to make friends instead of following the law, and something is off with this judge, because the court, for example, we're in the discovery process. In the discovery process, they subpoenaed my TikToks, okay? There was no back and forth regarding that. You sent a letter of intent they sent a letter of intent saying that they were going to subpoena my TikTok. I didn't have anything to hide. I let them subpoena my TikTok with no opposition. I subpoenaed her Facebook. Initially, there was nothing said. Then a few weeks later, suddenly, her attorney comes back and say, oh, there's baby pictures that Scofield is trying to keep private. That's a lie. The reason they don't want me into Scofield's Facebook is because it has information that proves that what I'm saying is not a lie. If I'm not looking in the right camera side, I apologize, because I think I'm supposed to look up there. So yeah, there's stuff in her Facebook that obviously makes her guilty of the crimes that I'm saying, gives evidence that she's guilty. So the entire court case, they tried to play this game, made a lot of accusations of me being a liar, made a lot of false statements about me, and kept talking about me not having evidence. But when it's time for me to get evidence, they're trying to prevent it. So they filed this motion to quash my subpoena to Facebook. So if there is nothing to hide, why would they go take the time out to file a motion to quash the subpoena to Facebook? It's not about a baby picture they are trying to hide. So here's my issue with the courts. So Meta Platforms did not provide me with the information. They also did not comply. So everybody is talking about I need evidence, but when I'm seeking evidence, there's opposition. Meta Platforms did not respond, which is Facebook, did not comply with the subpoena. They pulled it, Informations Act, some Communications Act that I looked up, and I would have to look up again. So then, and maybe I'll do like a more professional video, but I'm just like talking in this video because I haven't been on social media in a while, so I'm gonna just start blogging this process. But anyway, get my thoughts back in line. So they filed this motion to quash. So I finally responded because I was really over this case because the judge is obviously biased. So it's like, if the judge is biased and I'm dealing with criminals, first of all, I'm dealing with a murderer who ordered the execution of 4 students, so a quadruple homicide murderer. And I'm dealing with her attorneys, criminal attorneys, or attorneys willing to commit criminal and civil offenses to protect Scofield. And then now I'm dealing with a biased judge. In addition to being harassed, in addition to being defamed across the media, in addition to all this stuff that I already had going on, Matter of fact, you know how many, I have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different people and judges, not judges, 5, a judge in there too. Companies and judges just defaming me at the same time. So my entire life has been attacked. My housing situation has been attacked unjustifiably. And this is all stemming from a kind act. A kind act of me trying to help them find the murder of a former University of Idaho student, and another kind act I did for a family member who also defamed me. That's a whole nother thing. Okay, and then, you know, and the people that she was working with defaming me. I'm dealing with a lot of criminals at the same time. So anyway, Scofield, back to that. So because the judge turns around and he grants the motion to quash. So opposition from Meta Platforms, opposition from Scofield and her attorneys, and then opposition from the judge. He grants the motion to quash, which makes no sense. He then says that I would need to file a motion to compel the documents, or to compel Facebook, or to request the court to put in an order for Meta Platforms to hand over the information that I requested. But he wrote an order to tell me to motion for an order, when the order that he put through regarding the motion to quash could have been denied, and in the order he could have compelled Facebook, Meta Platforms, for the production of the documents. So what he did, again, sided with Scofield, or I feel like he's complicit with Scofield. That's why they wanted to file this case in Idaho, because that's where her power is, that's where her resources and connections are, and that's how they can manipulate the system like they're manipulating this judge. So anyway, so the judge grants this motion. So now I have to file a motion to get the order that I need to get Scofield's into Scofield's Facebook. That takes me back to 21 days. They have to respond. They're going to take every bit of that 21 days because they don't want me in her Facebook, because obviously that's where my evidence is. Then I have to respond. Obviously I have time to respond to to reply to their response. Then the court has time to respond to both of us, either with an order. That could take a few weeks. So this is pushing me back basically a couple months, give or take. Couple months, give or take, and that's just to receive discovery when we supposed to have been. I issued this order of the subpoena in June. It's October. I'm just now getting a response on the motion to quash, and Meta Platforms has not provided me any information. So in the meantime, I'm being defamed. I'm being accused of things that I didn't do, while this person who's a dangerous person is just out there putting all of our lives in danger. Not all of ours, especially, my life in danger, my family's life in danger, and obviously the witnesses that are in Moscow, Idaho, putting their lives in danger. She's just getting away with her crimes, and this is just crazy, and the court is complicit. Our attorneys are complicit, and the court is too. I feel like these people need to be held accountable for their complicit behavior and for helping her. They should be held accountable. The judge, everybody should be, her attorneys especially, they should not be able to practice law after this. But yeah, where is this document? I just got a document too. And let me show y'all from their discovery. From their discovery, they subpoenaed the University of Idaho. And you see, I'm going to have to do my own subpoenas regarding these institutions, because it's very carefully written. So it says, please produce all documents and communications indicating that Professor Scofield ever taught a class excuse me ever taught a class at the University of Idaho that was taken by Ethan Chapin, Kaylee Gonsalves, Zana Carnoto, and I'm sorry for getting the names wrong, Madison Moken, or Jack DeCourt. The University of Idaho responds by saying the University of Idaho has no record the students having taken any classes at the University of Idaho which were taught by Professor Scofield. Who said that? I said she mentored at least one of them, and I said she mentored Kaylee. I didn't say that she taught them in a class. And you don't have to know a student. You don't have to teach a student a class to know them. Then it says, please produce all documents and communication related to any formal investigation the University of Idaho conducted related to the statement made by defendant Ashley Guillard that Professor Scofield had an inappropriate relationship with Kaylee Gonzalez. And then the University of Idaho responds by saying, there is no record of any formal investigation conducted related to the inappropriate relationship with Scofield and Kaylee Gonzalez. Who said anything? I didn't say they did an investigation. They should have, but they didn't. They did. Why was that question asked regarding discovery? So if you're so innocent, you could just ask the regular question. If Scofield was so innocent, she could say, the questions could be any and all communications related to Scofield and all these students. Not specifically if she taught any classes to them. Any and all communication related to an inappropriate relationship. Like, they're specifically asking about a formal investigation. Then the third one says, please produce all documents and communication related to any formal investigation the university conducted related to the statement made by defendant Ashley Guillard that plaintiff Rebecca Scofield was involved with the murder of the students. Then the university responds, the University of Idaho has no record of any formal investigation conducted related to the statements. So basically, they're going to use this saying that there is no evidence, but this is not showing that there is no evidence. This is showing there was no investigation and that she didn't teach the students. Nobody said she taught the students. You don't have to teach them to know them. So these are the type of games that they're playing. If you were so innocent, you wouldn't have to play these type of games. You would just be innocent. So now, this creates more work for me, but I'm also bitter because this is not my job. This is Moscow Police Department, FBI, whoever is doing this case, that's their job. But because they put me in a position that I have to protect myself, now I have to, without paying, use my own money. Matter of fact, that subpoena cost me $225. Where's my money? I have to use my money for that. I don't want to deal with this. This is not my case. But now I have to deal with this case because I have to protect myself. And because they put me in a position where I had to protect myself, and I put myself in this position too by trying overstepping boundaries and trying to help people who did not deserve my help. None of y'all, no people in this world deserve my help, is what I'm saying. So I should not even have done this, because I shouldn't have done it because I feel like it's asking of too much. I was just talking to someone, and I just felt like when you over tipping. You know how they say black women have to work twice as hard as other people? No, I don't have to work twice as hard. If I already gave you the who, I gave them the murderers. I gave them the motives. I gave them the who, what, when, why, and how. I shouldn't have to also do your investigation. I shouldn't also have to give you evidence. That's overstepping boundaries. I was just talking to people about over tipping and how I just overextend myself so much and I over tip, but then I'm learning that no, over tipping this is negative traits. Over giving is a negative trait, and over tipping is a negative trait. And I told the universe several times, God, I learned my fucking lesson. I don't need to learn any more fucking lessons regarding overextending myself. I'm not doing it no more. So, anyway, that's what I'm dealing with right now. People who claim I don't have evidence, but when I try to get evidence, they try to fight me from getting the evidence, but then also claiming to be innocent, and also claiming that what I'm saying is false, using the fact that I don't have evidence, but trying to prevent me from getting the evidence, What is all these games being played for if you're so innocent? Why did you have to defame me on news media if you were so innocent? You lied. Why did you have to file this frivolous, lying civil complaint? And I feel like people need to serve jail time for filing this civil complaint. That was a lie. Or at least lose their license to practice law. They filed this frivolous civil complaint. They are filing frivolous documents preventing me from getting evidence. They defame me on the news media. My business has been negatively impacted. My reputation has been negatively impacted. My relationships have been negatively impacted. I'm dealing with all these repercussions because I tried to fucking help some motherfuckers who don't deserve to be helped. That's how I feel about it. They didn't deserve my help. They don't deserve my help. I should never have tried to help them. But here we are. And it's not fun anymore. Especially because, I mean, I could be focused and mission oriented and big picture oriented and just, you know, do what I need to do to expose her. Because the reason for this, if I think back to when this all began, I did a reading and it said she would not be caught if it wasn't for me. So it was like a choice needed to be made at that moment. If she would not be caught if it wasn't for me. Now, how it happened wasn't very clear. It just said the end, with the end in sight. A lot of times the readings just give you tunnel vision to the end. And it says she would not be caught if it wasn't for me. And it's like, wow, she just caused the murder of these 4 people. 4 innocent people. And she would not be caught for it if it wasn't for me. Then it was like, okay, do I continue with these videos? Do I continue to try to expose her? Do I accept this case? Do I comply with this civil complaint? Like, you know, I guess at the time I thought it was the right thing to do, and it may have been the right thing to do. It's just that I have so much other stuff that's going on at the same time. Like, I'm not just being defamed by one person, Scofield and her attorneys. They not only defame me in a civil complaint, but also on the news media. So my name, my reputation tarnished, relationship, all that. But then I have my housing situation being attacked at the same time. I'm being defamed by that court system. Stuff on my record that I didn't do or didn't cause. Lies. Family members joining in and telling more lies about me. Putting those lies on court records. I have a court record out there right now from a family member that she wrote, I didn't pay my rent because my Maserati was repossessed and I had to pay $6,000 to get it. Like, that didn't happen. Like, it just didn't happen. It's just a flat out lie. So I'm dealing with all these people just telling flat out lies about me. Now, lucky for me, on these this other case that I'm dealing with, I can prove that these are lies because it's about me. So I can go through my documents and prove this is a lie. This didn't happen. Here's documents. This is my vehicle. This is what's going on with it. This didn't happen. I can prove it because it's me. Like, there's lies about my actual vehicle, my actual situation. So I have evidence for that. So that's lucky for me. But in this situation with the students, I have to subpoena and rely on other people to provide me with the information so that I can have the evidence. And for some reason, TikTok just handed my shit over. But Facebook didn't comply. And then they filed this motion. So I'm getting opposition regarding the Scofield situation and getting evidence for that. In which, with time, I'll be able to get whatever information that I'll be able to get if the court has jurisdiction and I'm able to do that. If not, and I'm not relying on anybody else to conduct the proper investigations because they've obviously proven themselves to be incompetent. And if they wanted to find that, they're too busy trying to put the wrong person in jail. So anyway, if they get it right one day, maybe they'll get it right one day. But because they didn't get it right, I've been negatively impacted, and I'm sure there are witnesses out there whose lives are in danger because they didn't properly investigate these murders. Anyway, that rant is over. I'm going to post some of these documents, and I'm going to start doing vlogs on here too because it's a lot of videos, and they just sit up here and lie. I don't look at the whole video, but the stuff that they say on these videos are disgusting, and they just get on here and just disgustingly lie on me, about me, and I'm going to sue. As soon as this As soon as I can get some of these other things cleared out, I am suing everybody who defamed me on this platform, YouTube specifically. Not suing YouTube, but the people on YouTube who, it was like Marquis, Tozy. They aren't Americans, but I'm sure there's a way for them to be sued for what they've done. Everybody who defamed me is getting sued. Or they're going to get letters from my attorney, and I will get an attorney for that, because after this, I'm taking a break. You know, I deserve rest. My attorneys, either they're going to have to issue apologies, or my attorney is going to, whenever I get an attorney, we're going to have to have a conversation on how I'm going to handle these people who also defame me on YouTube. Because just because you hear something and that doesn't mean it's true. So you don't get to just get on the platform and spread misinformation because somebody else told you. You're held liable for your actions. You're held liable for the things that you said. I'm in court because I told the truth. If you see, there's a lot of videos about the murder of the 4 University of Idaho students and who they think did it. But none of them are in court because nobody was threatened by them. I'm in court because I told the truth. And that person, Scofield, is threatened by me and the things that I said. So anyway, I told the truth. So you can't just say, oh, how dare you say somebody get on the internet and say something, you're going to sue them, but, you know, whatever. Yes, I can say what I said because I was telling the truth. They're just spreading misinformation about me, and I'm going to sue them. Anyway, daily rant over. I do have some work to do. So anyway, guys, I'm okay. Just trying my best to fight through this situation that I'm in and to overcome the obstacles that have been placed before me. Peace.